What's up, guys? This is the Sound Alchemist bringing you part 2 of the lore of the Raven Guard Primarch, Corvus Corax. So without further ado, let's dive into his lore. As Corvus readied his men for their last stand, the clouds above the mountains scattered, and a hail of missiles and firepower bursted out of the broad-winged aircraft. The World Eater's ranks blew apart and burned due to incendiary bombs. Corvus looked up with disbelief. Upon these jets and dropships was the symbol of his own legion, the Raven Guard. A rescue ship came before the survivors, and when the ramps opened, a well-known face emerged. It was their commander, Bran. Commander Bran was the Raven Guard captain that was left in charge of the Legion's homeworld and hurried to his Primarch's defense upon hearing of the drop site massacre. Without further delay, the Raven Guard embarked and left the planet. Corvus and his men were healed, but Corvus kept on dwelling on the fact that he did not know why he left when he was confronted by Conrad Kurz. At first, he assumed it was fear, but it was not the fear of death, but the fear of a twist of fate. When he gazed into the Night Lord's pitch-black eyes, he knew that this could have been him. He could have become a monster and a savage as fierce as he, if he was the one to land on Nostromo. Distressed at the loss of over 75,000 Raven Guard, his escape from Kurz, and wanting his revenge on Horus, Corvus went to Terra to ask the Emperor for help in rebuilding his army. To both Dorn and Malcador's displeasure, Corvus psychically communicated with the Emperor. The Emperor, while battling chaos within the warp and the webway, he spoke to Corvus about the nature of chaos and the truth behind the Horus heresy, as well as his plan for the webway. Corvus gained so much knowledge that day, but the Emperor revealed another astonishing reclamation to him, that the Primarch Project's genetic assets were not destroyed. The original gene stock that created the Primarchs was still in the Imperium's possession. Several Raven Guard, a contingent of AdMech specialists, and some custodes accompanied Corvus to the secret lair under the Himalayan mountains. However, there were many casualties due to the Emperor's traps. Upon receiving the necessary gene stock, Corvus returned to his home planet to begin remaking his legion. After much work, 500 new Astartes began their service for the Raven Guard. They were assigned the name Raptors, and under the command of Captain Bran, they successfully attacked the Word-Bearer's listening post. Unfortunately for the Raven Guard, their gene stock was secretly tainted with a demonic essence thanks to the work of the Alpha Legion. The next 2,000 Raven Guard began to mutate into horrendous beings. Corvus had no choice but to imprison them in a hope that maybe a cure could be found. And after some time, rumors spread about ferocious monsters being led to combat by the Raven Guard. Back on Kievar, the Alpha Legion, which were masquerading as Raven Guard, led a revolt, and they managed to get close enough to the gene stock. Omegon himself secured the Primarch DNA. During this revolt, the mutant Raven Guard were unleashed to the battle against the Alpha Legion and to protect the remaining gene seed of the Raven Guard. Raven Guard mutants, and a small force of Imperial Fists finally stopped this revolt. Following the reorganization of creating a second founding chapter, the Raven Guard was left inoperable as a fighting force and spent many years trying to build up their ranks. Corax begrudgingly split his tattered legion and executed his mutated battle brothers. Racked with guilt of letting his legion down and murdering his own men, Corvus locked himself in his own personal chambers for over a year. No one knows if he received the absolution that he prayed for, but upon leaving his chamber, he alone left into the Eye of Terror. The last words that Corvus spoke before entering the Eye were, "Nevermore." This is a reference to Edgar Allan Poe's poem, The Raven, which states, "Quoth the raven, nevermore." Corvus Corax was known throughout the galaxy as the Liberator, the Deliverer, the Raven Lord, the Chooser of the Slain, and the Shadowed Lord. His appearance was that of pale white skin with pitch black shoulder-length hair. His eyes were said to be as black as the void of space. His armor was built by the Emperor's artificers and could disrupt enemy sensors and transmissions. He called it his sable armor. His favored weapons of war were his meter-long lightning talons that could shred the heaviest of armor with ease. He also wielded a power whip with lightning speed. He carried many frag grenades into battle as well. These weapons were a symbol of his time spent as a captive in the mines. They represent the overthrow of the tyrannical powers which he freed himself from. Corvus utilized a customized jump pack that was said to resemble birds' wings. These were a relic and a miracle from the days of the dark age of technology. Legend says that Corvus didn't just excel in close combat, but that he also mastered it. He also tended to dual wield 2 Archaeotech pistols and was very skillful at range as well. And with that, we have concluded part 2 of the lore of Corvus Corax, the Primarch of the Raven Guard. Let me know what you guys want to hear from next time in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more content, and like this if you enjoyed the video. As always, I have been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I am signing out.